Hey guys, my name is Modi and you are welcome to Modi Speaks. When I see some Black Americans claim that they are oppressed in America, that they are systemically oppressed, that they are victimized, and that America is racist towards them in this day and age, I laugh, okay? I'm not joking, I literally laugh. It has become clear to me that this set of Black Americans who see victimhood and oppression in every facet of the American society are genuinely brainwashed, and they do not understand that America is the only place in the world where they are truly empowered. The only country in the world that truly and deeply cares for them. The only country in the world where they wield the greatest power as a community. The only country in the world that would treat them the best, value them the best, respect them, accept them, and listen to their complaints and comply to fulfill their needs, okay? No other country in the entire world would treat them as good as America. Not even in countries in Africa. But time and time again, we see this set of Black people crying oppression in America, crying all sorts of racism in America, and migrating to better and more tolerant countries to escape America's racism and discrimination. And that brings us to the issue we're going to look at in today's episode. This Black woman infested with victimhood mentality moved to Russia in a bid to escape America's racism and discrimination. She found out fast and quick that America might be a paradise for Black people like her, as opposed to places like Russia and other countries in the world.
A Black woman who moved from the U.S. to Russia to escape discrimination and racism revealed on social media that the entire plan backfired on her in a disturbing way. Francine Villa was born in Russia but moved to the U.S. with her family when she was a kid. In a heartbreaking video, Francine claims that both she and her baby were brutally attacked by racist neighbors in Moscow. She detailed the alleged assault on Instagram. Now, the fact that the attack occurred in her homeland is an extra painful blow. Villa had previously spoken about her move in the 2020 documentary Back in the USSR, which aired on the Russian state media channel RT. Villa said that her great-grandfather George Tynes, who hails from Virginia, worked as an agriculturalist after moving to the Soviet Union in the 1930s. Now, much of her family still lives there, but at a young age, she moved with her mother to the United States. It was there that she spent most of her life until experiencing what she described as a traumatizing experience with police. Villa explained in the documentary that she'd approached officers for help during an emergency, but that they turned on her instead, throwing her to the ground. It was then that she decided it was time to leave. That was back in 2019. Here is how she explained it. Quote, "Why did I make up my mind to move to Russia? I wanted to leave a country where I was facing discrimination. After a year living in Moscow, she told RT, quote, I feel free living in Russia because in Russia, no matter what time it is, I can walk outside and I'm safe." 5 years later, that proved to be a fantasy. Following the alleged attack, Villa took to Instagram with blood still on her face, saying a couple in her apartment building beat her with fists while she was with her 2-year-old and yelled racial slurs at her in Russian. In edited footage shared by Villa of the incident, the couple can be seen arguing with her in the hallway of her building, threatening to throw out her belongings while she was seemingly blocked from entering her own apartment.
Вы в России давно живете?
А у вас прописка есть здесь?
Дай мне войти в мою квартиру.
Прописка есть?
Почему вы ко мне на «ты»? Я не могу выйти и входить в свою квартиру. Напугает моего ребенка. Кого? Он пуганный, плачет, бедняжка. Да, зайка, ты плачешь, да? Плачешь, зайка?
Now, she accuses her neighbors of changing the locks, cutting off the electricity, and even tossing her baby's stroller down the stairs. She also claims her child was left with bruises following the incident. In footage taken from a hospital, Villa can be seen weeping in distress in the aftermath of this alleged attack. She says she's filed complaints to the police but claims they aren't helping or responding.
There are more footages of this incident because she recorded a lot of videos capturing her audio, okay? But unfortunately, I am not going to be playing those videos here because of the presence of some body fluid in those particular videos she recorded. I just don't want this video to be taken down, okay? A lot of eyes are on my channel this moment. I'm getting a lot of warnings, so I don't want to make the matters worse. Now, I want you to remember what was reported about the Russian police in this incident. She said that she took the matter to the Russian police, but the police dismissed her claims. And in fact, instead of helping her in this situation, as seeing that she is all bloodied up and she also has a toddler with her, but instead of helping her, the police threw her to the ground and detained her. Now, I don't really know the actual thing that led to this incident, okay? I'm not very sure what transpired between this black woman and her Russian neighbors, or even between the Russian police and her. At this point in time, I have only heard this story from her point of view, so I don't really know how accurate this information is. But from the report she gave, I can now tell you guys that she has now realized that the grass is not always greener on the other side. And in fact, America is not the evil, racist country she made it out to be. The police in Russia gave her a glimpse of what it feels like to be treated like everyone else without preferential treatment or special treatment, and she is now crying racism. Okay, if this incident were to have taken place in America, my God, she would have become a hero by now. They would have erected a monument in her image. You know, she would have become an overnight millionaire, bragging of hundreds of thousands of dollars on her GiveSendGo or on her GoFundMe. There would have been a nationwide protest. What protest? A nationwide riot, okay, to protest this incident. Those police officers would have lost their jobs and been put in prison. As for the Russian neighbors, okay, let's say they are American neighbors in this case, they would have been cancelled and doxxed, okay, sued to oblivion, shamed and destroyed both online and offline. Their existence would have become a living hell if that incident had happened in the United States of America. All these and more would have followed suit. Yes, black people wield that much power in America, yet some of them cry oppression and discrimination every chance they get. A black woman leaving the United States of America to escape to Russia as a way of escaping discrimination is a clear example of someone being completely out of touch with reality. Of course, the United States is imperfect. No country in the world is, okay? But the United States is still the freest, most opportunity-rich nation on the planet, especially for minorities like black people. You can be born broke, black, and fatherless in America and still become a millionaire, or even a senator, or even the president, okay? That is not a fairy tale. That is the American dream. Russia, of all places. You went to Russia. Listen, I don't have anything against Russian people, okay? But let's keep it real. Let's keep it 100%. That country is not known for its diversity. It is not known for civil rights or tolerance. You are not protected by anti-discrimination laws. There is no NWACP, no diversity quotas, no social safety net for minorities. And now, unfortunately, she found out the hard way. The very idea that she would trade the protections of the US Constitution, the civil rights legal infrastructure, and access to black communities that actually thrive, okay, just to go somewhere like Russia, where racism is not just real, but raw and unchecked, is not just naive. It is dangerous. This story is a reminder that some of us have bought into a toxic narrative that America is a source of all problems. It is the same mindset that says we are perpetual victims instead of empowered individuals with agency. This woman thought she would escape racism of America, but she walked right into a country where the government doesn't even pretend to care about human rights, especially if you are black. In the United States of America, you have legal recourse if you are discriminated against, okay? You have black middle class, black entrepreneurs, okay? You have black billionaires, black politicians, and even black cultural dominance in many sectors. If you fail in America, 9 out of 10 times, it is not because you are black. It is because you did not capitalize on the opportunities around you. Meanwhile, in places like Russia or China, they do not even need to hide their contempt for people who look like me and her. So for someone to say that they would rather live there than in America is quite peculiar. That is not a critique of America. That is a failure to understand just how privileged we are. This story is also a perfect example of what we call the victimhood mentality. This belief that America is out to get you because you are a black person. It is the same mindset that tells young black people that hard work would not get them anywhere because the system is rigged. That is a lie. That mindset doesn't liberate you. it traps you, okay? So many folks have been fed this fantasy by woke academics, TikTok influencers, and leftist media that America is absolutely evil or uniquely evil. That if you are black, you are always under attack, and that the only way out is to protest, to complain, or to leave. Well, guess what? You can leave, but the world out there is not forgiving or accommodating as America, okay? Now, this entire video should be a wake-up call, especially for young black Americans. Stop letting these social justice warriors tell you that America is out to get you. Stop looking at every life challenge as oppression. And definitely stop thinking that the solution is to run away, because the world isn't nicer. It is colder, meaner, and even in many places, actually more racist. Don't abandon your country. Build in it. Change your community, change your mentality, take responsibility, create businesses, raise strong families, vote your values. That is how you win, not by fleeing to other countries that don't even care if you live or die. Anyway, that is my take on it, and I don't say this to mock the woman in this video. I say this to make a point. She bought into a lie, and now she's paying the price. Hopefully, others will learn from her mistake. If you agree with me or disagree with what I said, please drop a comment in the comment section below. Hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. And for those of you who are from the United States of America, if you are proud to be American and not ashamed to say it, please let me see some American flag emojis in the comment section below. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you on the next one. For now, peace.